Hi, welcome to another exciting episode of the Best Car Caller
In Lincoln, Ontario.
Everyone's gonna hate me that's on here right now, but Boba Fett's gonna die.
in the show.
This is like a cult. See you later, boys.
You're listening to the Blue Collar Nerd Podcast.
All right, welcome to the first official episode of the Blue Collar Nerd Podcast. I'm the Plummalorian. I'm joined by Vader the Plumber.
Hello.
Plum Dangerous.
Yo,
And Nick Electric. What's up?
BCNP.
Guys, it's been a very long time, or it feels like it anyways. We are currently, it's August 2023, and hotter than a mother out here in Georgia.
Georgia.
Oh no, it's 70 degrees. Oof.
Pretty hot.
Pretty hot.
Since Vader's a foreigner,
So,
how hot is it, Vader?
Too hot?
Too hot.
It's, I don't know, like 32, 32 degrees Celsius,
okay.
35, 38.
It's about 95. Would you say that, Danger? It's probably about 95 here?
Yeah, I mean, with the heat index, you got 99, or that's what it feels like a lot.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I mean, it got so hot
It
today
sucks.
that
Let's put it that way.
It started to storm out today, man. The heat was just like it erupted.
Oh yeah,
And the rain came.
Yeah. We had extreme thunderstorms and shit.
we've been getting these. Basically, we've been getting like Florida showers.
Yeah.
But just to convert, by the way, with Celsius and Fahrenheit. But I believe, Vader, if it's 38, it's in Fahrenheit, like 90 also? If I'm wrong?
I have no idea.
What do you mean you don't have idea? Don't they teach you guys about Fahrenheit?
Don't they teach you guys about Celsius?
No, in America. They don't teach us nothing.
Okay. I'd love to keep just talking about these temperatures, guys. We talk about AC and DC next. I don't know. I feel like we need to catch up. We're going to maybe do that this episode and just kind of catch everybody up here. For those that are listening for the first time ever to the four of us together, we did have a previous podcast called The Best Car Collar Boys. We ended that one, started this one. We're going to be talking about a lot of the same stuff, but we ended it just because it was too hard to pronounce. We kind of wanted to distance ourselves from Disney, anything like that. And we love Star Wars, but that's not all that we're about. We want to talk about the trade, tools, lots of different things other than Star Wars.
About how Marvel's been sucking here lately.
Yeah. You want to talk about that? We can talk about that for a little bit here. Yeah, so let's back up. The last time we were together, what was it, like in May?
Probably, yeah.
And Guardians of the Galaxy was coming out.
The third installment, yeah.
That was actually really good.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, and
I loved it.
The Flash came out. That was DC. That's not Marvel. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy was amazing. It was like a completely different vibe coming out of that than it was one before that. What was coming? The Ant-Man?
Yeah, Quantum Mania.
It wasn't like super disappointing.
Oh, I liked it.
I liked it too, but it was, I don't know.
Yeah. It was a mediocre kind of.
I feel like the wrong superhero was in for that one. And I hate to say that because I liked Paul Rudd and I like his character with Ant-Man and everything. But I feel like we really, with that one, maybe they should have done a different character, maybe a stronger character.
Maybe Thor?
No, because he had his Love and Thunder and that was his like send-off in a way.
Yeah.
He's not gone. He's just
busy.
We got the Mighty Thor now.
Yeah.
Because we added the Mighty Thor in.
The Mighty Thor died.
She didn't die, did she?
Yeah.
I watched that last scene. It was morbid.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I fell asleep when I watched it, and then I just pieced it together from there.
Yeah.
But I feel like Love and Thunder, they dropped the ball a little bit. With Christian Bale's character too, with Gore the God Killer, I just was like, he was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't do him like Gore the God Butcher in the comics because they said he looked too much like Voldemort. They didn't want to confuse people.
Ah, yes, the nose, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you. Yeah, but I don't feel like you could confuse those two.
They look pretty similar, their nose and face.
Yeah, but
Listen, Potter.
yeah, there you go, right there.
Yeah, it was decent. Thor wasn't one of the worst Marvel movies. It's still like one of the worst ones that came out recently. I think I got like a super low score. Can't remember. It was Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then I guess Guardians came out after that, right?
Secret Invasion.
Oh yeah, let's talk about Secret Invasion like briefly because there wasn't a lot to talk about. But
yeah, for it to be Nick Fury's standalone series, it fucking sucked.
Yeah. Thank you.
Seriously, dude, he's all secret agent and stuff, and this is all like I'm married to a Skrull.
Thank you. Yeah, spoiler alerts, by the way, but we're going to help you so you don't have to watch it.
Yeah.
And get dragged through the mud with this.
Nick Fury's not supposed to have feelings.
Not even that, but it's Nick Fury. Why is he limping around like an old man?
Yeah, exactly.
Like he's on his... This is Nick Fury. He always has a plan B. Like, why was it this entire series he didn't have a plan B?
Yeah.
His plan B was, oh, I'll just hide behind some scrolls that get lit up, and then I'll just save the day in the end.
Damn.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for him to say, I just want these motherfucking scrolls off this motherfucking planet.
Yeah. And then that's how they introduced the Super Scrolls to us. That's how you introduced us. Like, really? Like, it was an open and shut door that you just did there.
Yeah. Yeah, and now there's only one Super Scroll.
Right, and she's an ally? That's not how the comics were.
Yeah. No, what pissed me off the most is Rhodey.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way that you're telling me that, because he's in his hospital gown, so that means he probably got taken to after Civil War. And then you're telling me that Rhodey in Infinity War and Endgame was not the real Rhodey? I hate that.
Yeah, I was upset about it because I actually went back and watched some of those scenes where he was in Endgame and stuff. Remember when he was with Rocket?
Yeah.
And I forgot who else. But I'm thinking like, for him to be a Skrull, even at that point, he was working side by side with them and he was acting so Rhodey.
Yeah.
It was like in those scenes, you didn't really have to act like Rhodey if you didn't want to. You could have just been like, just shut your mouth and didn't say anything. I feel like it was just tacked on. They were like, oh, we're just going to throw him for a loop and do this thing here and try to be cool.
I just feel like they've just really polluted like the magic when it comes to these movies. Like when you watch like from Captain America to Endgame, like there's a really great kind of story that combines together for all this. And now they're just kind of like flooding it. And it's just kind of like, yo, like, I get you're trying to try these different aspects, but it's not working.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. And I feel like that whole show wasn't canon at all. We're just going to forget that even existed. Just like Miss Marvel.
Oh, God. Miss Marvel. And now we're going to have the Fantastic Four again.
We're a few years off of that. If this writer strike keeps going on here, we all might be like in our 50s by the time that thing comes out.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to happen. Hopefully with it before Christmas,
I'm sorry, but all these celebrities that are out there like picketing with them, they're like, I'm like, yo, like you have like more than $10 million. Like you can, if you just want to stop working, you can just stop working. You're gonna be all right.
Yeah, the ones that have been well paid and that are loaded, basically, I don't feel sorry for at all. But I feel like if they're chipping in to help out the ones, obviously, that aren't that well off right now, like the ones like on Cobra Kai and stuff, the residuals that I hear from, you take a series like, I don't know, you guys watch Cobra Kai? I know Vader does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where do you think I always say badass? Yeah, that's for Johnny.
Oh, it's so good.
I heard other things having to do with like kind of the residual kind of stuff where they go on a network and they're playing them all the time. Oh, there was that. You guys ever watch that show Suits?
Yes, it's on Netflix now.
Not one of the shows that was like super popular at the time, but then it went on Netflix and now it's like one of those shows that people just kind of chill to. So it's apparently really popular on there, but like the stars are seeing like no money at all from the show.
Read the fine print. That's what I do when I get an offer letter. Nick, do you read the fine print with your union?
Damn.
Because you just got promoted in there.
For the most part, yeah.
Vader, same with you. Do you read your union book?
Sometimes the contracts get signed for me, so I read the contract to know what was signed on my behalf, just so I know what I'm dealing with.
But yeah, so writer's strike, blah, blah, blah. What else we got? Okay, so Secret Invasion, bummer. Off topic, I did go to the RIDGID experience back in June. That was pretty fun.
Hell yeah. I'm jealous.
Oh, that's right. So what was that? Yeah, you haven't really talked about it or anything. So how was it? What was it like? I know we've done this kind of before, but
Yeah, so we had, if anybody, I know we have some longtime listeners here. So Adam, he went to the Greenlee one last year. So Rigid had asked me to be a special guest. So we went there, I think it was the second week of June, if I remember correctly. And basically, all expenses paid for. I showed up in Ohio, loved the plane ride. And basically, it was a funny story. When I got to the airport, there was supposed to be a gentleman holding my name, and I was going to take a picture of him. My wife was actually the one that told me to do that. She was like, get a picture of that. It's because not every day you get to an airport and somebody's holding your name like you're some kind of movie star or something, right? So anyway, I get down the escalator to where the guy's going to be there waiting for me. And I see this other guy, younger guy, who I'm like, definitely a tradesman. I'm like, that's him. But anyway, no sign or anything like that. And long story short, me and the other guy are in Edwin. I think Edwin was his name. He was an electrician. And we're in the car driving to where we're going to be staying at. And we're talking about this exact same thing that I'm telling you about right now. And the driver's like overhearing it. I guess it was his phone that he was going to hold up because it had my name on it. So he showed the other guy's name, like back seat. And then Edwin took a picture of him holding it while the guy was driving, just to have proof that that had happened. So anyway, so we got there, stayed at the Loft. That was the name of the place we were staying at. Yeah.
I was hoping. I just want to interrupt real quick. I was hoping that, because when you said it and it went completely different in my mind, like I pictured you like just kind of like standing there like your normal Plummelorian self, and then all of a sudden you just get like a black hood like thrown over your head and then like thrown into a van, and then like you just show up at this nice hotel. That's where I was hoping the story was going to go.
Is that
Anyway,
like an
that was
Ashton
just
Kutcher
me.
punked thing? Because
I don't know what it was. I was hoping it was like an Ashton Kutcher like Rigid experience punk thing where like
we should bring that up to
them. Feared for your life. Like,
I don't
oh
know if
God.
that would go well.
I don't know how well airport security would be with that.
Yeah, they might take it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping like Liam Neeson would then
we're gonna put a bag over this guy's head,
and you'd hear like on speakerphone from Liam Neeson, and then Liam Neeson playing over there, being like, "I don't know who you are. I have a certain set of skills."
The Sound of Freedom is actually
that type of scenario.
Popular movie right now, so apparently that's about human trafficking.
Oh wow, I don't have an opinion on that, so I'm not going to say anything.
It's about human trafficking.
You put that in there.
Oh, okay.
I know what the movie's about. It just has a lot of a lot of criticism.
But we're not going to get into that. But what we are going to talk about, we're going to talk about Rigid.
Just stay on topic.
Rigid
experience.
Yeah. So
what was the hotel like? I'm curious about that.
The Loft, and stuff. And it was like, how am I going to say this without it sounding like weird or anything? But it was very modern, and I don't stay in a lot of hotels, so I don't have a lot to compare to. Last time I stayed in a hotel, I want to say could have been like 10 years ago. I've stayed in a condo and stuff like that when we go down to the beach, but that's not like really the same thing. Yeah.
Same.
Okay.
We have a beach condo. So yeah.
It was very modern. It was so nice, so clean, and everybody was really nice there. And it was really close to everything. There was like this pier near the water, and everything was within walking distance, which obviously I think was the point, that you get to experience this downtown area. And it was probably 30 minutes away from where Elyria, Ohio, where the Rigid factory was. Let me speed this whole thing up. So that was day one where I arrived there, and then they actually had something that evening where everybody got together. I forgot the name of the place, but the electricians that were there for Greenlee, and then everybody for Rigid was there. And I got to meet everybody, and everybody was just so cool. And basically woke up the next day. We got transported to the Rigid factory. What's up? What?
Hold on. Was there a continental breakfast?
Yes, kind of, sort of. I get up like super early usually, like just for work in general. So like my body so like I get up, and by the time I got down there, they had, nothing had gotten going yet. So I just grabbed like a box of cereal or something and headed back up to the room. But yeah, so the next day was the big day. That was the Rigid day. So we got bussed over to the Rigid factory, got out, we're treated like celebrities, man. We got off, everybody was there lined up, clapping when we were walking in. We got briefed on everything that was gonna take place that day. Had to sign some stuff because there's things that were shown that I can't talk about even now. But yeah, it was yeah, there were certain
Nice.
areas we couldn't take
Nice.
pictures of. But yeah, we went through basically it was like the museum of it was the history of Rigid, but you got to see the some of these very old tools that some of them, as far as the design go, didn't really change much. I'm talking about like just tubing cutters and the pipe wrench. A lot of that stuff, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. And it's hasn't changed much. There's multiple press tools back all the way back to I think it was 1999. That's when North America caught on to the whole press thing, and Rigid was getting in the game there with their first press tool and everything. So I might be off on my dates. It could be a little later than that, but yeah. So we got to see all of that. We got to speak with the people that worked there, who were like the face behind the tools, just the design people that were behind it. And there was a lot of things that I didn't even take into consideration because you think about the functionality of the tools, but also you got to think about the look,
Yeah.
right? Because needless to say, if it looks like a blocky, you and I would probably use it, right? So if it works, doesn't have a problem, that's great. If it looks like a block of wood, right? It's got to look sexy, right? So they have these people that come in and they design these different designs that can fit all the parts that are necessary inside the tool, and there's a whole certain process to it.
Are you saying that they designed the
Yeah, I'm just saying
sexiness
you
for the
take
block of wood?
this what's
Pro
called
press with curves.
yeah, like you call it a what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? A prototype. So you take a prototype,
A
right?
model?
It's very might kind of
Prototype, right? Didn't you get to make your own pipe wrench?
yeah.
Don't they let you
Yeah,
like
so that was
step by step?
I don't know, somewhere like in the middle of the day. We when we were down at the factory floor, we got to put together these pipe wrenches that they engraved for us. And after we were all done, oh, by the way, when I was down there, I forgot the gentleman's name, but I took a video of the whole thing, or I should say, Antonio took a video of the whole thing that was there. And he was the guy that was helping us. I forgot it was like 600 something wrenches or something like that. He was putting out in a day as far as like assembling. And there was like a record of somebody that had 700 something or whatever. But see, they obviously they get paid
By the wrench?
for working just like you and I do, but no, there's an incentive on top of that as far as the number of wrenches you get done. So for productivity wise, that's obviously a good thing because you're going to get paid the same whether you do 700 or 200. There's an incentive to put out more on the wrenches there. But no, it was cool to see just the different stages of everything there, and it's literally like a machine in there, like the whole thing, the way it works, and everybody's just they just know what they're doing and super helpful. But yeah, so I got to assemble the actual real wrench like you and I would use, but they actually gave me a 3D printed wrench as well that you could probably attribute to like a toy because you can't really use it anywhere, but it's basically plastic. Got two wrenches that were
So you got 2 wrenches.
custom. Yep. Yep. But no, it was a cool experience. After that, there was like a food truck there. We had lunch. I got to do a photo shoot, which is cool. You guys are familiar as far as Adam was talking about that. And the photo shoot was fun, but also standing outside holding. I didn't have it that bad, but man, some of these guys that had to hold like some of the heavier stuff for a long period of time while they were getting everybody in position and all that. All right, hold that pose. And imagine what was that one tool? Somebody was holding up like the chain cutter, and then James, Stray Dog Plumber. I forgot what he was holding. It was something like super heavy. Anyway, you'll see the photo there. You'll see him. None of us look like we're struggling. I definitely wasn't. I was holding the RP 241. So I was like,
See, I'd want the RP 351 to hold.
yeah, Jeff, is it Jeff DM HVAC? Is that his tag? He was holding the 350, I believe. The Strut Slayer. He was holding that. That's the name of the
The
tool.
Strut Slayer.
That was quote unquote his nickname.
Yeah, he's the strut king.
Yeah.
The shit that he does with strut is pretty incredible.
Oh yeah.
After the pictures and stuff, let's see. There was a lot going on that day because they had sent out surveys and stuff at the end when we were done, and they were like, "What can we do differently?" And I said, "I just extend it like by one more day." I'm just saying, as far as the amount of stuff, the sheer amount of stuff that was all done in that one day, it was a lot. So I'm probably going to leave something out that day, but The next day after that, we did Top Golf.
Oh, nice.
I know the Odie Ambassador Fest was on at the same time. Did you guys meet up with them or?
Yeah, so
Get a
that's what I'm
chance
leaving
to?
out. So that same day, that second day, we went to the baseball game. So it was used to be the Cleveland Indians. Obviously, we can't do that anymore. So they're the Cleveland Guardians is the name of the baseball team now. They won actually the game, the baseball team, which was cool. Be there on a home game and the home team actually winning. And I haven't been to a baseball game in, I can't remember. It could have been like 20 years. But anyway, so yeah,
We have a baseball team
we do have a baseball team.
not too far from
and we're still named the Braves. Haven't been changed yet. But anyway, yeah. So Odie was there. I was told Odie was there. They were like a couple floors down from where we were. We had a little box seat or whatever you call it there at the game. And basically, I didn't know exactly where they were. I was exhausted. There was a couple guys that I was actually talking to on Instagram, and the plan was to meet up after the game. And I didn't realize, and I don't know if you guys can relate, but I know Vader did a trip to Atlanta not too long ago, but like I didn't have my pillow or anything. I actually sleep to a sound machine, and I didn't have that either. I slept terrible that first night. And after that whole like rigid thing, by the time we went to the game at night, I was dragging to where I was falling asleep at the baseball game. So once that game was over, I guess actually quite a few people did meet up from like Odie and Rigid at some bar somewhere. But I literally like just went to bed. I fell asleep and I slept actually really well because I was so tired. But yeah, it was a solid 6 hours that night, so that was pretty good. But yeah,
Nice.
next day, Top Golf. I am not that great at golf, but it was a cool experience nonetheless. We got to just see everybody one last time. Got to see some of the Rigid folks again. We all got bags of swag. I got the Rigid 100 year hat. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You did the
Yep.
100-year
Got
one.
the 100-year hat. I got a hoodie that's way too warm to wear right now, and some other stuff. But yeah, no, it was super sad at the end that it was ending, and I wish that it could have gone on a couple more days. I realize obviously why they can't do that because they're paying for everything, and it could get probably pretty expensive really quick. But yeah, no, it's awesome that they do that every year for everybody, and it just puts everything in perspective. You get to see the face behind the tools, and you never really look at a wrench and a press tool or anything rigid ever again the same way because it's just knowing that there's people with families that are designing this stuff, and they take a lot of pride in their work and everything. So I'm definitely impressed. And I'm a fan of Rigid, obviously before and after, but yeah, no, it was a great experience and I definitely recommend it. And if you guys didn't apply for it, or if you did apply for it and didn't make it, definitely keep doing it. I wouldn't pass it up for the world. Anyway, so that was June. That was like second week of June for me. And after that, I'm not going to keep on rambling. I'm going to let you guys talk for a little bit here. But after that, I actually, this wasn't planned. Like I already was going to leave for a week for Florida. We had this scheduled 4 months before that. And the rigid thing took place the week before. So I was already taken off of work for that, and I had to ask off of work for basically almost the whole week before that. So I was gone for 2 weeks straight. Right when I landed back in Georgia, we got in a car and drove down to Florida to stay like basically another week there on the beach. So it was crazy.
So what you're saying is you got a nice 2-week
Yeah,
vacation.
yeah, it was actually really nice. I thought I was gonna get bored, but it was just, I guess, the change of scenery. Just because I don't know if you guys are like the same way, but staying a week in one location for me, 3 days is three, maybe four is enough for me, but 7 days for me is a little too long.
Vader vacations from Canada to Florida,
Right.
don't you, Vader? And you stay for a while.
Yeah, I usually go for a little bit more than 2 weeks
Okay.
every year.
Yeah.
And we went for a week in vacation in Florida too. So that was the first for us.
Yeah, we go to the beach, so we're not going. I don't know if Vader's going to like Disney World, but
Nick, do you vacation?
I'm actually going to North Carolina in September.
ooh,
Oh, you're close to Florida. All right.
Yeah, we're getting there.
I've been there. I've been to North Carolina. Beautiful, beautiful state, man.
I love North Carolina. I like the mountains of North Carolina.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting off topic. Back to the nerdy stuff, unless you guys got anything you guys want to talk about trip-wise.
No, my summer was just busy with the kids and work, and yeah, it's just been swamped.
Yeah, that's kind of other than that rigid thing, that's basically what my summer's been about. And that trying to catch up on all these subpar shows that have been coming
Yeah,
on.
fuck.
I'm ready for Ahsoka though.
Me too.
That's the next big one. You guys want to talk a little bit about what you're expecting from that?
I just want to see Vader in it.
Yes. So I guess, and this is just rumor right now. We know he's in it, but I heard that he might be in it like 2 to 3 different sort of ways, like a younger self, like a younger version
Flashback.
back in the clone. Yeah, like flashback episodes, actually in Vader costume in a scene. I don't know how they're going to do that because technically during that time period he's dead, but maybe another flashback and
then
then
Force Ghost.
Yeah, which I think that's more likely to happen because I think right now the Ahsoka that we're seeing in live action, she's keeping a lot of that to herself. Like she's not actually letting the audience know that, hey, I'm actually able to talk to
Yeah.
Anakin now. Because I guess in the Rebels or it was a Rebels where she actually like did some kind of time travel weird something going on there where she was like fighting him or something. I don't know what was going on there.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, there was some kind of
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure there
Yes.
was. It's been a little while
Her-
since I watched it.
Yeah,
As
I'm
she gets
rewatching it
older,
right now.
Something
Yeah.
going on. And
She does fight Vader.
I'm rewatching
Okay.
Rebels now just so that I can. It's been a while, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm excited about that show. It's going to be 8 episodes. I think it's August 23rd.
Yeah, they're dropping
Is
2
the,
episodes first.
Right, 2 1-hour
Yeah.
episodes, and then I guess the majority of them are going to be in September. I think they're planning this basically after I saw when Loki 2 actually comes out, which is October 6th.
So excited for that.
Yeah, so it's going to ride up all the way into that, and that's 6 episodes, believe it or not. I was bummed, so that's only going to take us through into Thanksgiving kind of area, which I think was planned because obviously people are busy with family and stuff.
I think isn't the Marvels coming out around then?
Yeah, so then the Marvels is coming out, which from judging from the trailer, they're not going to really deal with Kang a whole lot in that movie.
Yeah,
Like
there
any
might
kind
be
of
a little
Kang.
bit.
Yeah, they're gonna have to tie it in somehow
Well-
because they got to keep this kind of like the Thanos thing that was going on.
Yeah, and they've got to introduce formally Photon.
Okay, who's Photon? Oh, the
Rambo.
the little girl that was
Yeah,
Gotcha.
because you have
Okay.
have Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and I believe it's Photon is what her name is.
Okay,
And she's
now she's not made up for this show. Like she was actually a character in the comics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and that was from WandaVision, right?
correct.
She was
Remember,
given the powers.
what happened
Yeah.
was that she entered and when she came out, she had powers. So
Monica Rambeau.
Yeah.
so that's I guess
she-
that at least that's my theory is that they're going to introduce her, and then they're going to tie it into this trio.
The three other powers are connected somehow.
and we're
Hey,
going
I
to
just
find out
want
about that.
I want to know, did she draw first blood?
Yes.
Somebody get my joke.
We're just
Rambo.
gonna guess. Yes.
Rambo.
Yeah, she was locked up in a
Anyway.
Vietnam PO. You know, yeah, she was in a POW camp. Yes, she drew.
That's
blood.
all I
just
that's
want to
all
go
I think of when I think
home.
of-
I just want to go
Oh,
home.
I love that movie, dude.
If Monica
the first one
Rambeau
is
puts
so
on
good.
a red bandana
Yeah.
at any point,
Yeah.
And she pulls out oh god, what was the gun he had? It was anyway, pulls out a machine gun, a heavy machine gun, and just wipes the floor.
Yeah, I love all those old 80s movies, man. Good stuff. I
right
watch them
now.
all the time.
We were watching some old stuff earlier today, me and the wife.
I don't know if it's the age that like we're at right now.
I was gonna
but
say,
or
Plum,
maybe
you
just-
like 80s stuff? No way.
Yeah, never.
I'm just Vader, I'm just talking about the sudden urge to like want to watch nostalgic stuff right now.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know if it's just a lack of good content out here right now, but I'm like even Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I guess
I'm
that
excited
new
for this.
movie,
Yeah,
that new movie just came out.
I hope it's good. Fingers crossed.
I was playing on the Switch with my son that beat 'em up, that side scroller game that they got on there. I forget what they call it, but it's basically old school. They just remade it.
Yeah, classic
It's kind of
style.
like Turtles in Time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're coming out
Yeah.
with you know that they're coming out with the video game now too. It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin.
Yeah.
And you
Ooh.
don't know which you don't know which of the 4 brothers survive. That's the whole thing. Like
That's the whole, it's like the ending.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's
Um,
coming out, and I believe it was a comic book, if I'm not
was, yep.
mistaken. Yeah, and so That's coming out also. I just saw the trailer for it, but I'm excited for
Yeah,
this
it's going
new
to be like a
Teenage Mutant Ninja
Spider-Man
Turtles.
game. You know how?
Yeah.
Like that style.
Yeah. The new Spider-Man
I-
video game is amazing.
You're talking about the movie.
No, I'm talking about the video game. There's a video game where
What?
you can watch these people. They'll have the Miles Morales suit on, and he has the electrical
Okay.
powers, and he shoots off with his hands, and they do this. It's like a whole thing.
I didn't think
that's
the
really
new
cool.
game was out yet.
No, it's the newest of the new games.
That's what I'm talking about.
Are you
I didn't think it was out yet.
Yeah, there's
Are you talking about the Miles Morales Spider-Man game that came out?
yes.
Okay, that's not new actually. It came out like I don't know, like a year
But
ago.
what's new is that because of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, these people make these. It's a whole thing. Anyway,
I'll have to look into that. Yeah, so I'm excited about the Ninja Turtle thing because I was such a fan when I was a kid, and I'm just to
Yeah.
see it come back around because I feel like it's been kind of like lately with the stuff they were coming out with.
What I originally heard was that Seth Rogen was trying to do it live action with the original 90s turtle suits, like that style.
Oh my gosh!
But then
Is it so
I don't
nostalgic?
know.
Maybe change them up a little bit.
Yeah,
but
then
they changed it now. It's actual teenagers because it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So now
Yeah.
the voices are kids, and the whole thing is that they're younger. This is the younger version of them.
Yeah, and it's funny. I saw a thing. It was Freddie Prinze Jr. and he was going off on Star Wars nerds because you know what? These movies were for kids, and then the new movies were for kids of that generation, and then the new movies were for kids of that generation. The movies
Yep.
don't age with us, and it's the same thing. Like Ninja Turtles, the movies, it's teenagers of this generation, so they're gonna say shit that us in our
Right.
30s, 40s are gonna be like, "What the fuck? That's not teenage." Yes, it is teenage.
Yeah, you're gonna
teenagers
sound like an
now.
old man when you're listening to it.
Exactly.
You're like, oh, yeah, these kids are. You know.
This isn't Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yep. But no, I'm excited because I think of my kids, and I'm like, I grew up with this
Yeah.
stuff, and I'm like, I'm hoping that they get into that too, and they kind of keep it going. But my hat's off to Seth Rogen for bringing it back,
Yeah.
and it would have been great to see him in the rubber suits.
Yeah.
Well, I think he plays. I think what one of the characters.
Bebop?
He plays Bebop.
Bebop, yeah, perfect Bebop. He's like basically Pumbaa on steroids.
Yes.
Yep. With a little bit of weed mixed in.
Yeah.
And it's true. Like, I'm all for all these reboots of 80s, 90s TV and movies because I want my kids to enjoy that same stuff. Like, I try and get them to watch the old shows that I watched, but it's not tailored to their generation. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not as attention grabbing as shows now, so they get bored with it. So getting it revamped, in my opinion, is a good thing. You don't lose it just because it's revamped.
Yeah, and I know I don't know if you guys. I know Danger saw the movie. I haven't seen it yet, but that new Transformers movie that came out.
Oh
the
yeah.
Beast-
Oh,
Yeah.
Beast one.
It was good. I'll say
Yeah,
this,
apparently
it's
it's
good.
it's the best of all of the Transformer movies.
Yes, and there's a twist at the end that is oh shit. Let me put it this way: the twist at the end of this movie could potentially they could go Marvel level with it, with the stuff that they could do, or they could completely like just flop the whole thing. But
Okay.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, okay, please Hasbro. Like,
All I want to know is Rat Trap in the movie because I haven't seen him in a single thing.
Rat Trap.
Yeah, you remember the rat on
Yeah.
the Maximal?
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, is
no.
he- Oh man,
No.
he was funny.
But it's good because I don't know, I liked it a lot. It was really good. It was
That's
right.
and it's based in I think the 80s, like late 80s, early 90s. Sorry,
Oh,
Vader.
Right,
okay.
because
So it's the past, it's not now.
Yes, but there's the ending
there's a
with the
reason
twist.
why. Yeah.
You'll be like, oh, that makes sense. Why? You'll be like, oh shit, that
Oh,
makes
okay.
sense. Trust me, like they
Wicked.
like when I say that, you're gonna be like, oh damn, I'm serious. It's one of those movies that watch all the way to the end so that you understand, and then you're gonna be like, okay, no, like yeah, you're right. They could either make
That's
I'm
this
gonna have to check
The
awesome.
only
out
thing that
now.
confused me
Right?
is
Yeah.
so from the show, it wasn't the gorilla was Optimus Prime. So how can there be Optimus Prime and Optimus Prime?
No, he's Optimus
He-
Primal.
I
Yeah,
thought
he's
that
an
they were still the
ascendant.
same
He's an
people.
ancestor.
Yeah, they explain
No,
it.
he's an,
They
no,
explain
he's
it.
he's an ancestor. He's not actually.
They explain it. They do very good.
Okay,
I'm telling
okay.
you,
Just
like
watch
this
the movie then, huh?
I'm telling you, just watch the movie and just understand
Okay.
that like the nostalgia will hit when you see what year it is, and you'll understand when I say that, and then the ending, you'll be like, oh, damn, Danger was right.
Yeah.
Wicked.
So
Okay.
yeah, Vader. I see where your
Watch
thoughts
it with
at,
the
and we're
boys
not going to
too.
spoil it
That's
for
all I gotta
anybody.
say. Watch it with the boys too.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not like super like violent, like bloody or anything like that.
It's the amount of violence that every Transformer movie is.
Yeah. So
Okay.
robots
Brake
fighting.
fluid everywhere.
Anyway, I was just gonna say that because Vader, you saw the old cartoon, right?
Yep.
The
Yep.
Beast Wars.
Yep.
Yeah. So Optimus, I shouldn't say that the later seasons Optimus Prime actually was in it. Sort of, he wasn't alive, but it was like a time travel kind of thing or whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, so like in this movie here, I don't know the whole premise of it. Why they're both actually still like they're both standing. Because they both were on Earth at different time period kind of thing. So why they're on Earth at the same
They
time,
explain it
like
in the movie.
walking around?
They explain it.
Yeah.
They explain it in the movie. They explain it in the movie.
So
just shut up and watch it. Just shut up and watch
Look,
it.
I'm just gonna give you a teaser. One
Shut
planet
up and
blows
watch
up.
it.
One planet blows up. They have to go somewhere else, and they're on Earth. So just understand.
Yep.
They explain it in the movie.
Okay.
You don't have
Okay.
to. Yeah, you don't have to. They explain it in the movie, and it's very quick and it's very simple. And you're like, oh, good job.
All right, I'm ending this podcast. I'm gonna go watch it right now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
That's all I gotta say.
I think it's on Paramount
All right.
Plus, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I watched it. I rented it, so I just Xbox store.
Gotcha. All right, so there's that. And we already talked about Loki 2. We're not going to get into that because that's like still a couple months away. We can talk about that on another podcast. And I don't really know what happens after that. I know we got the Marvels. Not too excited about that.
Pipeline just happened.
And-
Do we want to talk about that?
Oh, the Milwaukee Pipeline?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually going to save that for another episode because I actually asked Dan.
Okay. Wicked.
And I figured like at some point, maybe even a month from now, we can have him on.
I just want to say
talk
this is
about
the
some good
first I've
stuff.
ever heard of this before, and I've been on social media as long as you have, Plum, when it comes to your accounts. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, this is the first time I've ever heard of this Milwaukee Pipeline. But everyone's going, no, it's been
this
around.
has been going on for years.
Yeah, and that's why I'm just like, this is the first I've heard of it.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm gonna
last
say
year
about
they
that.
really got influencers and advertised it, but it's been going on for a long time. So
First I've
Okay.
heard of it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, it's there was so much red on my news feed. It was insane.
yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't even post because there's no point. You'll just get lost in the wash.
Yep.
The whole point of the pipeline was actually to get the word out about all the tools, and they succeeded because you had about, I don't know, 20 people.
Yep.
It depends on how many people you're following, but 20 people posting the exact same tool
Yep.
over and over again. But I get it. I mean, like those people that are posting and don't know, and that's why they're there, is to spread the word
Yeah, just
about these tools.
Just because
and
we're
stuff.
following 20 doesn't mean that someone isn't only following one of them.
If I was there, I'd probably be comedic about it. I'd be like, "Hey, I know you guys saw this like 20
Yeah.
times, but here it is, 21." All right.
I thought it was
Yeah.
cool because they introduced some really cool things. Like I saw that cooling system, and I'm a fan. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
So that I haven't actually seen a lot about. So when you told me about that, I said, "Where was this thing?"
Yeah.
I've never seen. Nobody was talking about this.
Well, I
All right,
had
let's save
two
it though.
on my-
Let's save it.
yeah. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna say
Yeah,
about
we'll talk
that.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one in my basement.
I just want.
I'm just
I
kidding.
want it for the work.
I know. I'm gonna bring it in. on
When
the
is
job
DeWalt
site.
going to do
Yeah.
a pipeline? Huh?
Hey, when's DeWalt gonna come out with the compact press tool?
Hey,
Yeah.
when's DeWalt gonna sponsor a podcast so we can actually talk about it?
I don't know.
DeWalt needs to do their own like tool announcement pipeline type of thing.
Do your job, Danger, and then maybe we'll get them on here sometime.
Why is it my job?
I'm just saying, everybody in the podcast. I'm not singling you out, even though
Even
I
though you said
your name.
danger.
I think they owe me money.
We can talk
I'll-
about.
I'll talk-
We can
well,
talk
yeah,
about that
we'll-
not on the
Yeah,
podcast.
I'll send an email anyway.
Yeah. But anyway, Vader, you got anything else?
No, I'm good. It's good to get in the chat again.
Yeah. No, man, it's been a couple months, I want to say, and I've been missing talking to you guys and everything like that. And we just get so busy.
Yeah.
And even like with this podcast, I'm not promising weekly episodes or anything like that. This is going to be at the very least probably a once a month thing for us,
Yeah.
maybe twice a month if we have the time. We're just super busy with just normal everyday stuff. And even like getting together for this episode, man, it was like
Hectic for me.
yeah, you couldn't make it the one Saturday, and then I think Danger was going out of town the one Saturday.
I went on vacation, yeah. But no,
Yeah.
and everyone needs to know that like we're in the working class. Like we are all like in the field. We're not in management or making a ton of money off doing this. Like we're all like real tradesmen. But if you know you want to donate to our GoFundMe so that we can make more episodes.
Let me give you that URL.
Yeah, just drop that in the bio. And anyway,
and one of the things that we talked about, like with this new podcast, is that we don't all have to be on every episode. That's one thing we're going to change.
Yeah, so because of our schedules and stuff like that, and heck, man, I might just make one of you guys just like the main leader, and I'll just take a night off and see what you guys can do without me here.
No,
no. It's never run so smooth.
I would love to hear that. I would just love to hear that episode. It would be so. Anyway, no, you guys would do fine. I think that going forward, like Vader was saying, you might not see all 4 of us on every single episode. It may be 3 of us. It may be 2 of us.
It may be 6 of us.
Could be 50 of us if we can actually get 50 on here.
No, there's someone who tried that one time, and we're not going to do that anymore. We've moved from that.
Yeah. And that was another thing that I was going to actually tell people is that you may see what I want to call throwback episodes pop up on this thing. And I would probably do like a brief introduction before that. I want that content that we recorded on the Best Car Collar Boys, I don't want that to just get lost forever. So I might like actually take some clips or even like the whole episode and just kind of throw it up and do like an introduction to it. And
do like once a month, do a
just for new listeners and be like, hey, we talked about this. Like when we had Viking on with the Vega thing, that was cool.
That was a good
We had Boston on a couple times, and we need to get him on here on this one here. Mm-hmm. Maybe we get Nemo on here with him.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He's got a helper now. We need to have a Boston Monsters continuation.
I was going to say, he's not even called Boston anymore. It's just Monster Content.
That's right. Monster Content. That's right. So
I need to message him about that because every time I try to find him for chat, I type in BOS and nothing pops up. Oh, this other profile pops up that I don't know if it's him, but it's another guy with the same tag. And then I'm like, oh, wait, he changed his name. He's Monster Inc. now. I was like, big time.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't know, that's actually like a Disney movie, but he's playing off of it.
Yeah, we got it. You don't have to mansplain it to us.
We said we're trying not to get sued by Disney. Let's not.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. With that said, thanks for joining us. The Blue Collar Nerd Podcast. And I'm excited, guys. What about you?
Yeah, me too.
It's
new chapter.
Go ahead, Nick.
Nick, how's the Sparky doing over there? He's sleeping.
Do we lose him?
Nick.
Oh, it's going good.
Oh, wait, are you Canadian?
Are you Mr. Meansies or whatever?
Mr. Meeksies?
Oh, guys, it's going good in my eternal pain.
Sorry, I'm. Yeah.
Did we interrupt you?
Jesus Christ, man.
No, I've been trying to. I bought a house in January.
Hey, we don't want to hear excuses. We just want solutions.
Anyway,
I bought a house in January, and I've been moving around this house like crazy, trying to find the best place to get service.
Oh, okay. Hey, Nick, dude, we're super happy to have you here, and we just needed that continuity, Danger.
Yeah, and just get the internet so you don't have to worry about walking around your house.
Hey, if you're not using Wi-Fi, you actually sound really good coming in here.
That's right.
He just said, that's right.
Yeah, eventually I'll get to Wi-Fi.
Was that like delay? That was so delayed.
Wow.
That was delayed.
Yeah.
If you're not on
That's
Wi-Fi,
right. 20 years later.
I know. Need to get that Starlink.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Hey, one last thing. I did forget about that X-Men 97's cartoon series coming out.
Yeah.
That's coming out actually. Yeah. Oh, dude. We'll talk about all things X-Men later. Yeah, it was good talking to you guys again. Look forward to future episodes, and you guys have a good night. Talk to you on the next one.
Howdy ho!
We're back.
Wicked.
Another episode.
This is a late night.
You better get your beers out because we're gonna keep going.